Y'all, we need to talk. Claressa Shields, Nigeria, Remy Ma, and Papoose is somehow in this mess too. And honestly, this thing is getting messier by the day. Here's what set it off. Claressa went online and said she's stepping back from people. Why? Because everyone around her is fake, untrustworthy, moving like enemies. But listen, the way she said it sounded less like she was talking about other people and more like she was talking about herself. Because the same things she's calling out, people have been accusing her of doing the exact same stuff for years. The contradiction is right there, staring everybody in the face. Then Shalita Savage steps in again and drops another angle. She's pointing out just how deep Claressa's obsession with Remy actually runs. At this point, it's giving, if you're close to Claressa, you better not even like a Remy Ma song, because somehow that becomes a whole problem. And people are starting to ask, what is really going on here? Now here's where it gets juicy. Claressa is out here doing the Lil Kim challenge. But wait, wasn't she pressed when Alicia Baumgardner brought Lil Kim out during their MVP promo run? And remember when Cardi B hyped up Remy on stage? Claressa looked irritated then too. But now, she's liking Cardi's posts like nothing happened. The double standards are loud, and fans are not letting it slide because at this point, this doesn't look like beef anymore. It's starting to look obsessive, emotional. Like something deeper is sitting underneath all of it, and people are catching on fast. Meanwhile, Pap, unbothered, watching from the sidelines while his name stays in every headline. Good press, bad press, doesn't matter. He's still trending either way. Criticism keeps piling up, but let's be real. In this internet era, staying relevant matters more than staying respected. Attention is the real currency now. And Pap, he's cashing in every single time this drama makes noise, so when Shalita Savage drops her take, people aren't surprised. To them, it explains everything about Claressa's mindset and exactly why she's been moving the way she's been moving. So tell me, is this rivalry or is this something else entirely? And this is where it explains why Pap messing around with other women doesn't even faze her. Cadilla, the credit repair chick, whoever else, none of it matters. Because Claressa's whole focus? Still on Remy. Like, being with Pap might just be her way of getting under Remy's skin. That's where all her energy is really going. Now let's get into this screenshot, because it's everywhere right now. These alleged texts are setting the internet on fire. In the messages, somebody calls the other person an op and tells them to stop blowing up their phone. Nigeria allegedly throws the same accusation right back. The message, believed to be Claressa, gets nasty fast, talking about how she's got no reason to be jealous of anyone broke, unattractive, delusional, unstable. Then she drops the line, "I'ma show you." That's when things got really messy. Nigeria allegedly claps back, going after Claressa's looks, but also saying, yeah, she might not have the money, but she's still got a rich mindset. She says nobody can break her spirit, and she suggests these messages, they expose what's really underneath all that tough talk, all that bold energy. A lot of people felt like this showed a whole different side. And then, to make it even spicier, the screenshot has a caption that reads, "My name Miss Jenkins, and you ain't heard nothing from me," with a sunglasses emoji. Like somebody was just sitting back, watching it all unfold. That shade did not go unnoticed. But the real shift, that came when Nigeria allegedly spoke up again. Because that's when things got serious. She reportedly said she doesn't need Claressa's loyal friends speaking for her. And she claims the whole fallout started after Claressa allegedly went around discussing their private business with other people. Nigeria basically challenges everybody, saying, "Go ahead, tell the whole story, since y'all already act like you know everything." She then claims the real reason their friendship ended because she straight up asked Claressa if she thought Pap was still messing with Remy Ma. And that question changed everything. Nigeria says right after that, the friendship started crumbling fast. She claims Claressa started picking fights out of nowhere, throwing shade, getting heated every time Remy's name came up. And get this, Nigeria openly says she's a huge Remy fan, calls her one of her idols. But she also warns people, don't believe every single story floating around online about her. That's when fans started seeing this whole thing differently. Because suddenly, the jealousy accusations didn't sound so crazy anymore. When you line it all up, the online fights, the emotional comment section, the constant posting, random trips to New York, everything connected to Pap, it all keeps pointing back to one name, Remy Ma. That's why some people think Claressa's been stirring up anti-Remy talk behind the scenes, while playing the victim out in public. And if that's actually true, this whole situation looks unnecessary. Messy for no reason. At this point, it's not even about whether Claressa's circle is allowed to support Remy anymore. What's really got people raising eyebrows is just how much negativity keeps getting pointed at Remy, constantly. And yeah, Claressa's married. But for a lot of people watching, this doesn't feel like competition anymore. It feels personal. Here's the thing, no matter what's happening, somehow it always circles back to Remy, even recently. Remy posted something simple, just thanking her fans for supporting Yuff and Lion. And guess who popped up online right after? Claressa. People started noticing something interesting the moment Remy Ma began pulling in massive engagement across social media. With millions of followers watching her every move, every post she shared seemed to spark conversation, reactions, and endless discussion online. Her content was performing well, people were talking about her, and for a brief moment it looked like the spotlight was completely focused on her. Then, almost out of nowhere, another attention-grabbing post appeared, and social media users immediately began analyzing the timing behind it. According to many online observers, that was the moment the conversation shifted. People started claiming that Claressa Shields had managed to pull attention back toward herself by releasing her Lil Kim challenge video at the exact time Remy Ma was generating major buzz online. The timing became the center of discussion. While there was nothing unusual about posting a challenge video on its own, many users felt that releasing it during a period when Remy was already dominating conversation seemed too convenient to be a coincidence. What made the situation even more interesting was the fact that the video had reportedly already been recorded well before it was uploaded. That detail fueled even more speculation. If the content was ready ahead of time, people wondered why it was posted at that specific moment instead of earlier or later. Social media thrives on timing, and users are known for paying close attention to patterns. As a result, countless comments began appearing across various platforms, questioning whether the upload had been strategically planned. The discussion intensified once the Shade Room shared the clip with its massive audience. As expected, the comment section exploded. Some people laughed about the situation, others threw shade, and many began debating what the post really meant. Regardless of where people stood, one thing became clear: the conversation had shifted. Instead of focusing entirely on Remy Ma, attention was now divided, with a significant portion of social media discussing Claressa Shields and her latest post. For critics, that outcome was exactly why the move looked intentional. They argued that whether people loved it or hated it, the video accomplished its purpose by redirecting attention. In today's social media landscape, visibility is everything, and being the center of discussion can be incredibly valuable. Because of that, many users concluded that the timing was not random at all, but rather a carefully calculated decision designed to maximize attention and engagement. As the debate continued, another narrative began gaining momentum online. Many social media users started suggesting that Claressa appeared to benefit from the ongoing drama more than Remy did. Every new development seemed to generate fresh headlines, reactions, and viral posts involving Claressa. Critics pointed to what they viewed as subtle shots, comparisons, and emotional reactions that kept her connected to conversations involving Papoose and Remy Ma. According to these observers, every time Remy's name started trending, Claressa somehow ended up receiving increased attention as well. Whether through interviews, social media activity, or public responses, people felt that the spotlight often found its way back to her. This perception led some users to argue that the controversy itself had become a source of visibility that continuously kept her name circulating online. Meanwhile, many people noted that Remy Ma appeared far less active in addressing the situation publicly. Rather than constantly engaging with every rumor or online discussion, she seemed to maintain a relatively quieter approach. That contrast caught the attention of fans and commentators alike. Some felt that Remy's silence made the ongoing reactions from others stand out even more, causing people to reevaluate dynamics of the situation. As internet detectives often do, users began connecting dots and searching for patterns. A growing number of comments suggested that many of the actions taken by Claressa and Papoose somehow seemed to circle back to Remy Ma, directly or indirectly. Whether those connections were real or imagined became a matter of debate, but once social media starts focusing on a potential pattern, the discussion can take on a life of its own. The conversation expanded beyond personal drama as people started making comparisons involving business ventures and branding choices. Some users pointed to discussions surrounding the Wind Records network and claimed there were similarities to projects associated with Remy Ma. These observations fueled even more speculation, with critics questioning whether certain ideas, approaches, or branding decisions were intentionally mirroring what Remy had already established. Once those comparisons started spreading, the internet did what it always does. It dug deeper. Fans and critics alike began examining old posts, public appearances, promotional campaigns, and visual aesthetics in search of additional evidence supporting their theories. Whether fair or unfair, every new similarity became another talking point in the ongoing discussion. Some critics went even further, arguing that Claressa had drawn inspiration from various aspects of Remy's public image. They pointed to things such as diss track promotions, visual presentation, styling choices, and overall branding. While supporters dismissed these claims as exaggerated, detractors insisted that the similarities were becoming increasingly difficult to ignore. Fashion also became part of the conversation. Social media users noted that after Remy Ma appeared at a Cardi B concert wearing high-end designer outfits, Claressa was later seen showcasing luxury Gucci looks of her own. To some observers, this was simply a coincidence since celebrities frequently wear designer brands. Others, however, viewed it as another example of what they believed was a recurring pattern. Whether these observations are accurate or merely the result of intense online scrutiny remains open to interpretation. What is undeniable is that the situation continues to generate discussion. Every new post, appearance, or statement is instantly analyzed by thousands of users looking for clues, connections, and hidden meanings. In an era where social media moves at lightning speed, perception often becomes just as important as reality. And right now, the perception among many online commentators is that every move involving Claressa Shields, Papoose, Papoose and Remy Ma is being viewed through a much larger lens, with fans constantly debating who is influencing whom and who ultimately benefits most from the attention. Then, Remy talks about riding in a two-seater. Suddenly, Clarissa's got one too. Fans have been connecting every single one of these dots, and because of that, the obsession accusations are getting louder by the day. Critics say the whole thing now feels less like admiration now and more like flat-out copying. Hairstyles, fashion, jewelry, designer fits, even career moves. First it was music, then reality TV talk. Now people are even side-eyeing the business ventures and promo projects popping up online. But Remy's fans, they're pushing back hard on one thing. They say Remy Network was built around Remy and her actual business partner. No celebrity relationship needed to get attention. No shortcuts. And for a lot of people watching, that difference matters. And honestly, all of this keeps circling back to the same point people keep making. A lot of folks believe Clarissa's outbursts, her emotional posts, her whole online energy, it all comes from one thing she can't let go of. Remy Ma is still legally married to Pap. That's exactly why critics say rumors about other women never seem to bother Claressa the same way. Because in their eyes, Remy is the one person she just can't ignore. And get this, people keep pointing out that Pap still hasn't even finalized the divorce, which only throws more gas on the fire. But here's where a lot of viewers flip the script. They say all this frustration is aimed at the wrong person. If anybody deserves the heat here, it's Pap, not Remy, not the people supporting her, because from what a lot of people online are saying, Remy had already moved on emotionally, way before any of this went public. Some even think that's exactly why she finally exposed parts of the situation. She was already done behind closed doors. According to ongoing chatter online, there were warning signs way before this blew up. Rumors about Pap struggling with money, staying on her couch, entertaining other women, the relationship already being over privately, long before it became public drama. So now people are asking the obvious question, if that relationship already ended emotionally, why does all this tension still keep landing on Remy?